that there's not going to be mistakes. There are plenty. Last night there was way too many. Way too many out after coming off of a bye. We can sit here and make all the excuses we want.
I'm not making excuses.
I'm not
for
going
them.
to.
No, come on. You were the same guy who was saying after 2 games that Jordan Love was awesome. Like, let's not ride the wave here. Right? Like, now you're frustrated with them because that is a bad Raiders team with a bad coach and a pedestrian quarterback. I get it.
They give you an opportunity again by kicking a field goal on 4th and 1. They go get a first down. They win the game.
Because the Packers need a touchdown regardless. All it changes is they need the extra point to tie you.
And that's my point on why that's why I can't sit here with all of the opportunities you got. This wasn't Atlanta. I understood it. That was part of the growing.
They played poorly, bud. They just played poorly, and that's what inconsistent young teams do. We can't look. Matt LaFleur told us this. We didn't want to hear it, and we wanted to ignore it. But Matt LaFleur, you know why Matt LaFleur is searching from a game planning perspective? He doesn't know what these guys do well yet. You talk about identity. We still don't know what it is. And the one guy that's a proven veteran commodity on offense that you know you can rely on,
Elton Jenkins,
has now missed 3 of the last 4 games. Now I meant it from a skill position perspective. So we're riding the wave. He told us it can't just be about the outcome. It's got to be about the process. Yeah, you have clunker, stinker games. And they had one last night, and Jordan Love threw 3 picks. And Christian Watson, to his credit, was beating himself up with Rob Domofsky after the game for how he played. He's got to catch that deep ball.
Mm-hmm.
He's also got to do something more in the end zone on the interception. I did not think he showed sufficient fight. He said it. I can't let that guy intercept the pass. So, but again, he is a second-year player. He is not Davante Adams. He is not on the cover of Madden anytime soon. But, like, this is my thing. I feel like I've been, Paul Revere riding from town to town, continuing to emphasize, hey, in good times and in bad, you got to be ready for this because there's going to be these moments. And last night, they lost to a team they should be better than. But they are young, inexperienced, and they screwed up too much. Their quarterback did it. Their head coach did it. Their young receivers did it. Their young tight ends did it. Like, I don't understand there's like this, at least in some of the feedback I've been getting, like some surprise because the Packers don't lose to teams that seem to be inferior. Well, guess what? That's what happens when you have great quarterbacking. You very, very, very rarely lose to teams that you are clearly supposed to beat. The Packers don't have great quarterbacking yet. They may eventually, but Jordan Love didn't play well. And you know what I love about Jordan Love? I got to be better. I didn't do enough. He went out there and he at least owned it, which doesn't always happen from quarterbacks, as we know. But, again, if you're a fan today and you're downtrodden over this, or you're ready to fire Matt LaFleur, you don't think he's committing coaching malpractice, or you think Joe Barry, even though they only – look, I'm not impressed by a defense that gave up 17 points to that operation. I think the Raiders did just as much to limit Davante Adams and Josh Jacobs as the Packers did. Josh McDaniels sucks as a coach. I'm sorry, he does. Jimmy Garoppolo's not very good. So, yes, the defense held him to 17 points. They should win those games. But they didn't. We want to get your positives and your negatives. 844-770-3776. 844-770-3776.
Yeah, you're kind of speaking out of both sides of your mouth, though, here. You're saying one thing, but you're saying the other. I have no problem losing to a young team that's good. I don't have any problem. You're just saying their coach sucks. This sucks. Oh,
right. And young guys don't always beat teams that suck. That's my point.
So last night was just chalk it up to growing pains. Totally acceptable. It's all part of the deal.
I would love to know what.
No, I'm asking.
No, I want you to define what growing pains are because I sent you the video of the opening of the show which I love that show. I love Alan Thicke, too.
Yeah, it's a good tune.
But now I
Great
didn't expect you this morning to be here saying this isn't growing pains. Tell me what growing pains are by your definition.
Where did they grow from? They had the same opportunity. What did they grow from? Growing pains means you're growing. They've regressed. This team has regressed, Jason. They haven't grown. They went from Atlanta to Detroit, where they played a pretty good third quarter, and they fought and scrapped. Is it they were playing against lesser competition and they played worse? That's not growth. Now there's I knew going into this season it was going to be roller coaster, ride the wave. I'm riding the wave today. You know what, Jason? The wave is down. The wave is pushing us out of the ocean. I'm going to ride it because that's what you do. You don't just sit here and say, oh, shucks. You can look at it rationally and say, yeah, there are going to be mistakes. But when you look at what happened last night, are we just good with that as fans? You as a media person can be good. As fans, they didn't get better last night. Where did the team get better last night? Where?
I would like to remind you, they had the lead going into the fourth quarter. Like, it wasn't an abject failure all night long. They're up 13-10 going into the fourth quarter. And their 3 possessions in the fourth quarter were interception, 3-and-out punt, interception.
Okay.
You're right, that's not growth. But growth, it's not a steady incline with growth when you've got young, inexperienced players and a young, inexperienced quarterback. You didn't
Jason,
think
let me ask you this.
Sure.
I know. I understand that there's going to be this.
You're saying they've regressed. But maybe they played better than they should have at other points.
Yes. That's why I was so encouraged. Last night was their worst game of the season, by far. It's not close.
But I don't understand what you expect. You expect
consistent
you
have Elton Jenkins
growth
back.
The entire way?
I want to see growth. What did they grow in last night? Where did they get better last night?
Does it take a while to figure out how to play well on the road, even if half the stadium's your fans? Does it take a while to figure that out? Is that part of it?
Was that a road game? That was not a road game. I just don't think it was.
I don't understand what you want from these guys. I don't.
I want growth.
Right.
I want to see them get better.
Sometimes growth doesn't go at a consistent pace. And maybe they weren't as good in the moments that we were celebrating how he was awesome and everything else. And now this isn't a regression. This is just part of the process.
So you're telling me after watching that game last night, this team didn't regress last night? You're saying
Jordan Love threw 3 picks.
Yeah.
He completed 1 pass to Jaden Reed and 1 pass to Romeo Doubs. Should have had 2, but Romeo dropped it in a pretty critical situation. Sometimes growth comes from failure. And
I agree.
For the second time this season, so now they've got 1 where they pulled it off and 2 where they didn't. They failed when they had the ball in their hands with a chance to go win the game. They did it in Atlanta. And he went 0 for 4. They did it last night. And by the way, they came a hell of a lot closer to going and winning the game with the ball in their hand at the end of the game than they did in Atlanta. They threw a pass into the end zone.
Down. They got 1 first down.
Well, does that count as growth? He completed passes
you know
on
what,
that
Jason?
drive.
Let's see what our fans have to say. Do they think that this team's gotten better over the course of the first 5 weeks? I have no problem with losing a game. You lose to a bad team,
it sounds
it's
like you have
frustrating.
a problem with losing a game.
I am frustrated with the loss. They shouldn't have lost the game. And you know what? I can also say I can be frustrated and also say I know it's a long season, blah, 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 but I want to see this team improving. Do you think this team is improving?
No, they did not improve yesterday. But
thank you.
But what? What do you? I don't. Oh my God, dude! You played 11 years in the NFL. If you played like great one game and like crap the next, are you telling me that you didn't have these moments too?
I would be just as disappointed as I am today. Absolutely.
I'd be way more disappointed in a veteran team that should have been better than that.
The guys in that locker room, they're not sitting there like you saying, oh, well, we're growing, we're getting better. No, they're looking at saying, God, we stunk last night. We need to be a heck of a lot better to win anything. Nobody over there. Do you think Matt LaFleur is happy with how that team played last night? Can't imagine he is.
Someday you're going to actually listen to me. 844-770-3776. 844-770-3776. No one was celebrating how they grew or if they grew or the lessons to be learned. But there are lessons to be learned from failure. I completely disagree with Giannis, who I love, but there is failure, and there is growth that comes from failure, and they failed last night. And there is growth to be gained from that. But they had the ball at the end of the game with a chance to go win it. And their quarterback threw a pick in the end zone, and the guy he was throwing to didn't do enough to break up the pass. So they would have had one more shot. They were in position.
So which way are you voting in the poll?
They were in a much better position. I don't know. I haven't seen the poll yet. 844-770-3776. 844-770-3776. You're not exactly consistent, just like this team. We need to get to your calls. We also need to hear about Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
Well, the Packers, they didn't execute for crap last night out in Las Vegas, but Team Pella, they are executing some incredible plays. Products with limited lifetime warranties, incredible innovations like blinds and shades between the glass, stylish windows with hidden screens that make game days a breeze. This Pella play proves to be the game-winning tutter. Could have used one of those at the end of the game last night, am I right? Make monthly payments as low as $19 per window, $75 per patio door, and you get a free quote at PellaWI.com today. 6.99% APR financing for 120 months. Certain restrictions do apply. See showroom for details. Offers end on Halloween.
We'll get to your positives and negatives after we discuss ours. Next, it's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella today, 855-PELLA-WI, and online at PellaWI.com/radio.
All right, Team Pella, listen up.
Thanks, John Kuhn. Customers love our products with limited lifetime warranties. Check out these big plays. Incredible innovations like blinds and shades between the glass.
No interference on that play, Coach.
And stylish windows with hidden screens that make game days a breeze.
Can it get any better?
It can. With monthly payments as low as $19 per window, $75 per patio door, and a free quote at PellaWI.com.
Let's go.
6.99 APR for 120 months. Certain restrictions apply. See showroom for details. Offers end 10/31/2023.
Zimbrick Chevrolet.
When was the last time you had your oil changed or your tires rotated? Do you need new tires, a battery, perhaps some windshield wipers? Zimbrick Chevrolet Service Center is equipped to help you with routine maintenance, major repairs, and everything in between. Get your free battery inspection coupon and schedule an appointment today at ZimbrickChevrolet.com. Don't overpay. Shop Zimbrick Chevrolet on Main Street in Sun Prairie.
Main Street, Sun Prairie. Zimbrick Chevrolet.
A bank that goes the extra yard? You got it. Show your love for the green and gold with Packers checking only from Associated Bank. Make every transaction a touchdown with your Packers debit MasterCard. And when you use it at the Packers Pro Shop, at the stadium, or online, you'll get 10% off. Associated Bank's Packers checking scores the home field advantage by delivering Midwest-based customer care, outstanding value, and more. Get in the game and learn more today at AssociatedBank.com/Packers. Member FDIC.
Mark Tauscher here to tell you a little bit more about Everlight Solar. We all know that electricity costs are on the rise. That's why you need to talk to my friends over at Everlight Solar. Their local team here in Madison is here to keep it simple. From your